said, Lord, there is no difference. And the Lord then said to me, I am coming to restore my people to my purpose, but I am not coming to restore the prevailing religious system. So he's restoring us to himself, which is why we see in our culture such tremendous shift, such tremendous time of continual transition. And he says, if you continue in my word, then are you my disciples indeed? My question is, are you a disciple? Well, that implies discipline. But discipline to what? Discipline continuance. There's a lot of people say, oh, well, I believe the word, but are you continuing in the word? And that word, if you continue, the Greek word continue, it implies sojourn. In other words, it's not destination. Disciples are not those who have arrived, although if you look in popular Christian culture, those who are most well-known Christian celebrity are seen as we need to listen to them because they have arrived, rather than we need to listen to them because they are in continual sojourn. It's like I remember a lady minister from Pakistan got up at Women on the Front Line a couple of years ago, sponsored by Patricia King Ministries. And she said, in the midst of a very intense worship session, she walked up to the microphone. She says, God has not called you to be successful. God has called you to be obedient. That implies process. It's not about arriving. We look at those, are we following celebrity Christians who we see, oh, they've arrived, I need to get their book? Are we following them because, quote unquote, they have arrived or because they've stopped growing? And I remember years ago as our ministry was on the rise and things were getting established in Father's Heart Ministry, and we were very committed to process because we knew God was taking us somewhere. And I told my wife then, I said that the danger for us is that we get to a place of achievement and instead of leaning intensely forward into the coming day of the Lord, we begin to coast. You don't ever want to coast in your walk with God. I have 2 books on the website, fathersheartministry.net, on process and outcome. Everybody wants outcome, nobody wants process. Everybody wants to eat, nobody wants to cook. There's a multi-billion-dollar industry in the Western world that committed to that capacity of man is that we want outcome, but we don't want process. And so one of the books I have is Process and Outcome, Opting into Apostolic Culture. The things we want in God are not a mystery, and they are not random causalities that we can't engage in with a hope and an expectation of an outcome. What is it that you want from God? Instead of waiting on some bolt from the blue, some magic something, that a method, a prayer approach, or something of that nature, let's go back to what God actually said in his word, and let's commit. We want to be disciples indeed, disciples in reality, because if we're disciples in reality, then we're abiding in the vine. God says, I'm vining myself in you, I'm branching myself in you, that you might bring forth fruit. That is your portion. That is his process. We must commit to it. If we don't understand, if we can't relate to it, I get it. Christian culture and Christian dogma does not lend itself well to this kind of thinking. Then let's at least commit to the process to say, Russ, I want to be one who sojourns. I want to be one who continues, who is committed not just to achieving an outcome, but committed to an abiding process, that I might have the outcome of God, that not only that I get what Jesus paid for on the cross, but that Jesus gets from me what he invested himself on the cross to receive. God bless you. I'm Russ Walden, Father's Heart Ministry. You see the text to give link in the corner of the screen. Sow into this word today with an expectation of outcome. Go to fathersheartministry.net, click on the subscription link. I'd like to hear from you. Have a great